Yes, my name is Alberto Tonini, and I am from the University of Florence, Italy, where I teach history and politics of contemporary Middle East. This is the reason why I was involved in the Global Answer project, because I have been studying the issue of migration across the Mediterranean, and so between North Africa and Southern Europe. In this context, the Global Answer project was a large project involving different partners, as well as Granada University, of course, that is coordinating the project, and together with with Comillas University in Madrid, and Lund in Sweden, Palermo and Florence universities from Italy. And so these different partners are working together to create a comparison between the different national systems of reception in Italy, Spain and Sweden, and different laws and different practices. So the final goal of our project is to find the best practices in different countries and to find a common field in the issue of migration, in the issue of refugees and asylum seekers in the different countries. The contribution of the Florence University is in the field of social workers, but also in the field of political communication and political discourse about migration in Italy, Spain and Sweden. Because with the passing of time, as you know, the issue of migration was more and more politically sensitive, both in Italy and Spain, but also in Sweden, of course. And so the Florence team will study the changing of political discourse in the field of migration, as well as the work of the social workers in the reception centers in Italy and Spain. My personal contribution is more an historical and political one, because I am an historian of international relations, and so I am interested in the perspective of Spanish-Moroccan relations in the field of migration management, with a specific reference to Ceuta and Melilla and the Canarias as well, because, as you know, this is a very sensitive situation for the management of migration. The idea to stay in Granada for 2 weeks now, and then I will come back in spring for another 2 weeks, is to have the opportunity to study the legislation in Spain, the legislation in the Comunidad Autónoma de Andalucía, and also to visit Melilla and to see what's going on the border. So thanks to the help of the colleagues in Granada, myself and Professor Maria Stella Rognoni are having a lot of help and support from the Ayuntamiento and from the University of Granada to collect the laws and to analyze the practices, and also to visit Melilla in a few days. Working in international politics and working on the Mediterranean region, I came more and more aware that the issue of migration was a real turning point and a real relevant issue. I started studying different subjects. At the beginning of my career, I was involved in the Arab-Israeli conflict. I was involved in the issue of energy. But in the last, let's say, 7, 8 years, I came more and more involved also on the field, on the issue of migration, because of the relevant interest in terms of political debate, in terms of human aspect of this issue. And so I started studying the European Union attitude, the European Union approach, the Italian and also Greece and Turkey, because these are all Mediterranean countries. All these countries are the result of centuries and centuries of migration. So we are not facing an emergency. We are living what we lived for centuries. So this historical approach, in my view, is a necessary one to better understand what's going on and to find a way to manage in a human way the issue of migration. I would not say issue, I should say the opportunity that came from what we ever experienced in Granada, as well as in Florence, as well as in Palermo. We, all of us, we are the result of migration during the time, so nothing new from this point of view. The Horizon project is already fixed, so we are not in the condition, the position to invite other partners, because the European Union has already financed and approved this project. But of course, this is not the only opportunity we have. So we can build a new connection, we can build a new cooperation with other countries in the future. And so I think that we could do the same action together with Greece, for instance, or with Turkey, if we find affordable partner in these countries. The main difficulties, as usual, is to have a network you can rely on, to have people, not only institutions, because we need to work on the field, and so we need also to have links and contacts with real people that can really support you if you visit Melilla, as we are going to do, if you want to visit Lesbos, or if you want to visit refugee camps in Turkey. Well, this is a difficult topic because we are experiencing in Italy a new government since 1 year and a half, but also before the current political situation, also even before, the issue of migration was a very sensitive one, also with the previous governments. And so we, since many years, I should say, the topic of migration was considered mainly from the security perspective in Italy, regardless of the government we had in the past. They became more and more an issue of security, the so-called securitization of migration that is going on not only in Italy but also in other European countries. And so this was, in my opinion, this changed a lot the discourse about migration. No more an opportunity, no more a fact that can give the European society, the European societies something good or something new, but just a problem of security. And this was, in my view, this was a worsening and worsening way to address migration in the last years in Italy as well as in other European countries.